truth about beer.
All the crap that we're interested
All
in.
the crap that we're interested in. I'm Keith Davidson.
I'm Papa Joey Stay.
I'm Tim Rice.
Searching for the truth.
Exploring the unexplained. Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
Hit the alert button.
Hit the alert button so you don't miss an episode. Welcome to The Truth
About beer.
and...
So here we are.
There we go. Yeah.
It would be right if we didn't have a little bit of...
It's always paranormal things that get in because these guys know what they're doing. It's always something.
It's because of Julie.
It's Julie?
It's technology.
Julie.
Technology and paranormal. So.
Your ears?
Yeah, my ears are.
Ear and two. How's that?
Thank you.
Is that better? You can hear.
Yeah, it's so much better.
You must be deaf.
Yeah, I can talk a little more quiet.
Well, welcome everybody
Welcome.
to Truth About Beer and
Happy Unexplained Hour.
or.
For short.
So it's part of a little drinking game that we play.
Oh, I should open this before we
You should.
talk about it because
Whoa.
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
So with every game, there's rules. So rule number one.
have fun.
Is that rule number one?
That's always the first rule.
Oh, okay. Rule number two.
Have fun. No, first rule.
Revert to rule number one.
Yeah, okay. Be of legal drinking age.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And that's whatever your parents designate.
Yeah, if you're at home, don't worry about it.
Right.
And then what was number two?
Number two is, obviously, you must have a beverage, preferably a beer. Preferably.
Well,
Now I
since
can't
this
talk
is
tonight.
the truth about beer, but we don't discriminate.
No, absolutely not.
So
Whiskey, turpentine, anything you want.
So Joey, you told me today to pick a summer beer, like a summer theme.
I did.
And I saw this one, and I was very interested in it.
What's rule number three?
Oh, what is rule number three? Sorry.
This is the whole thing of the game.
Oh, God damn it.
Every time you hear the word, you take a drink.
Take a drink.
Okay. If you don't take a drink, you have to take 2 drinks.
See, when things screw up from the beginning, it throws us all off. It just...
I'm here.
Got to catch up. So what is this beer we're drinking?
Tell us about the beer. It's kind of a Zima taste.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, it's got that little bitterness to
With a
it.
little bit of sweetness.
So it's Strawberry Skye, and it's made from Breckenridge Brewery.
I saw that band in 1984.
Breckenridge?
No,
Or Strawberry Skye.
It's also my wife's lipstick.
Oh, okay. I thought Breckenridge
see
would be a
that?
cool name for a band.
You'd have to.
No, it is a
zoom
band.
in,
I saw them in 1884.
1884?
1988.
Oh, you said
No, it's 1884. Well, I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Damn it, you're time traveling
It's been
again.
a long time.
So they're out of Breckenridge, Colorado. They opened in 1990.
Breckenridge? or
Breckenridge.
Breckenridge.
Breckenridge? Mm-hmm. Is it Brecken? BR?
It is. It's Breckenridge.
God damn, spell check. Breckenridge.
Yeah.
Breckenridge back in
Breckenridge.
1890.
1990. Damn it, Tim. We could drink. We could drink a lot though, because it's only 4.8 ABV.
4.8? Wow, that's
low.
That's not even close to Bigfoot.
That's not even
9?
quite half, is it? Yeah, I guess it's about half.
Yeah.
I found a
I
beer
don't
today.
recall.
That's 11.4. I think it was.
What's it called?
It's called
Next week?
Next Week.
Is that a joke?
No.
No.
No, I'm serious.
No, seriously.
We're going to try it next
We'll
week.
try it next week, so I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to give it away.
I don't know what it's called, though.
I'm not spoiling it.
You don't know the name?
I do. I'm not going to spoil it for next week.
All right, I'm back.
We're talking about Breckenridge Brewery this week.
Breckenridge. What's the highest BPA you've ever had?
ABV?
AVP, EVP, AVP, BPP, MPP, PBS, whatever. Yeah, what's what's the strongest beer you've ever had?
Wasn't it a 10? Was it 10?
I've had something that's been up in the 12
Really?
range.
We're talking beer.
Yes. Yes. I don't remember it because it may have shattered a few brain cells.
Anybody that's had a 10 doesn't remember shit.
No, I think 10 was the highest that I've had.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
I have a really cool beer. I'm sorry to get off topic, but I've got a really cool beer that I when I used to go to Europe, and I went in and I said, yeah, I need a 12-pack of beer. They guided me to this beer, and they said, we only have 6-packs. I'm like, well, that's crap. And it was a 12.2, but I didn't know what the PVS was on there. BPP?
ABV.
ABV.
Alcohol by volume.
I didn't know what that was at the time. And I got home, and after a couple of beers,
That's all you needed.
all I needed.
That was it, huh?
I've never bought a 12-pack since then there. But no, I have those beers still today.
Well, I mean,
So
2 beers is like a full.
and they're very
6-pack,
special to me,
right?
but
So,
we should bring them here and
Have they been stored cool or they
Well, they got funk to them.
they get funky? You can't put a beer in a closet.
at this point I don't care. I don't know, man. With all the alcohol in it, I don't think it matters. It's like a fine wine, aged champagne.
I'll tell you what, you test it out for us, and if it passes,
And if I
if
wake
you
up
survive,
the next day,
then go ahead and bring it.
and we're all gonna drink. All right.
Hey, we got to
Anyway.
say hi to Jay, and thanks
Hey,
for helping
Jay.
us out
Yes,
again
thanks,
tonight.
Jay. Let me, put you back in the mix now.
Oh, thank you. Hi, guys.
How you doing?
He's responding to everybody on YouTube so far, so that's good.
If I could look that sexy with a beard, I would grow a beard.
He pulls it off well.
He
This
does.
is my quarantine beard, too.
Yeah,
so.
Oh, really?
So who do
So
we
it's
have
only-
on since I'm blind as a bat?
As in our chat,
Yeah, who's on right now? I see.
Who's watching?
we got Bad Wolf Studio. Let's see
Hi.
here. back
Wendy.
We even have
Of course.
Super Horror Show, Southcake.
Southcacks?
Or Southcacks, I'm sorry. I pronounced it wrong. Wendy,
Wendy.
Yeah, okay.
AZ Paranormal.
Okay.
Vinny.
Cool. We need Naked Bigfoot.
He's on.
We need Coyote.
He's
Coyote, you with us?
No, he's not on.
I haven't seen Coyote in a while.
And we got Michelle,
Hi, Michelle.
Shay,
Hi, Shay.
Hey, Shay.
Oh, hello, Shay.
We missed you.
Kathleen.
Oh, my mom made it on tonight.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Tater
gotta-
Sanchez made it on too.
Tater.
Now we got to be careful.
Well, actually, my mom's always on. She always has trouble signing in, though, so it doesn't let her comment or anything if she can't.
So can I
sign
be
in, so
myself
it's a pain in
tonight?
the- Yeah, you could be yourself.
All right.
That scares me, but
What's her name again?
Kathleen.
Kathleen. Hi, I'm Tim. I'll be on my best behavior. for a
Lies. It's
little-
all lies.
For a little while.
For a bit.
Then
So-
I'll tell you all. Never mind.
So, Joey, what do we got in store tonight, Joey?
Well, first thing I want to say is if you're joining us for the first time on our Happy and Explained Hour, welcome. Welcome. And take a drink.
Take a drink.
We need to do our toast to our guest.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Haven't we done that 3 times already?
We've toasted to something. So,
No, I mean, where
Oh,
we
yeah.
all like
yeah,
touch
so
each other.
please don't forget to subscribe and like and share and all that other fun
Hit
stuff.
the alert button.
Hit the alert button so you don't miss a thing. So tonight, we've got a couple really special, well, maybe 3 special guests, because when we get 2 in one pack.
2 for 1. Okay.
2 for 1.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
so we got
profiling.
the Southcacks joining us tonight, Dustin and Lisa.
Hey, guys.
And we're super excited about it. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
So I hope they have their beverages ready. And Super Horror Show, which is
Super what?
Mike. Super Horror
Horror
Thank
show.
you
Yep.
for clarifying.
Show. It's a really big show.
He's a real big shoe. I do want to give a shout out, though, to Vinny and AZ Piers and Ghost. We just did a investigation over the weekend, which was a lot of fun. Back to Acadia. So that was really cool.
In Oracle, Arizona.
And then for those of you who are aspiring ghost hunters, or if you're already in the field and you're looking for some extra equipment, you need to go check out AZ Pierce store, and we have a little promo for it here. I'm gonna let Jay run that. Whether you're an aspiring paranormal enthusiast or a seasoned professional, or perhaps you're just looking to add to your equipment inventory, look no further than Ghost Hunters Outlet. They have all your equipment needs. For a limited time, mention the word beer in the promotional code for additional savings. And be sure to watch The Truth About Beer and
Stuff happened when it shouldn't.
so
I'm sorry,
apparently,
I didn't hear
apparently
the
there was
thing.
no sound on that, but there's supposed to be sound.
There was sound when I watched
Oh,
it
was it?
earlier.
Okay.
No, and I saw
Oh yeah,
it earlier.
no, I know there was sound earlier. I don't know. We got to stop bringing Julie to this shit because she keeps messing everything up.
So you,
Jay was right.
I don't know if you heard that, but we know what we're doing, but there's so much paranormal activity here, especially with Julie, that sometimes, or most of the times, things don't go right. And we're blaming it on that, right?
Yeah, it adds to the show, and it makes more.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Joey, tell us about the teddy bear.
It's pink.
Is that Julie's friend?
It's Julie's friend. That is a REM kind of a bear activated thing. So if I get close to it,
It lights up.
lights up. It's kind of cute.
There's something up its butt.
So we put it next to Julie just in case.
Can we see it from behind?
Oh yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it light up. You can look on the sides and see it.
Should we have a K2 over here for any?
No, we're
No.
just gonna stick with the bear.
All
We,
right.
don't, we don't need to invite any more shit than we normally have. So.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god. I think it's time to do. We need to do our first call.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Oh,
I think
man.
so.
So we're gonna get a hold of Southcacks here.
Bear with us.
Jay's making the call.
There's always something.
So let us know when they're up.
There we go.
It's
One ringy dingy.
Come in. 2 ringy dingy.
Hey,
Hey, there we go.
There we are.
So,
Welcome.
So it sounds like Dustin.
yeah, that's me. Lisa's here too. Hello, guys.
There's Lisa.
Hey.
Hey, welcome. So what are you drinking tonight?
Coffee?
All right,
You
yeah,
don't know
that's
how to
fine.
play the game. Okay. We gave the rules of the game. You must have a, do we say alcoholic beverage? Or just a
Well,
drink?
of some sort. But
I'm sorry.
if you ever watch anything where you see the Southcacks commenting, Lisa's always got to have her coffee.
Yes.
Does it have Bailey's?
I don't know. How is that, Lisa? Do you have Bailey's in it? Can you hear
Well,
us?
I ran out of my Stella, so
You could pretend there's Bailey's in it.
Would you do us a favor and just play like there's Kahlua or Bailey's? Thank you. What's up, guys?
So how you guys doing?
we're good. We're trying to hear you.
We're
What's
doing.
going on with the phone?
We're excited to have you guys on. We want to learn a little bit about your group. We're always watching you guys, and we watch the live episodes with Beyond the Veil. You guys are always on there supporting, and we thought it'd be cool to have you guys on to learn about your group a little bit and let everybody learn about you guys. So what got you started, and give us a little history of the group.
Well, really, it all started. I mean, the paranormal has always been something that's been part of my life since I was a kid. Spirit activity, it's always. What really got me into it is I realized that people were doing this on YouTube. And I was like, hey, we need to jump on this, because I've always wanted to do it ever since Tabs was on air. Ghost hunters. Ghost hunters. Other than that, I'm going to let Lisa take over because last time we did this, I kind of just ran away with it and she didn't get none to say so in the matter. So I'm going to let her go on.
Bless your heart. Hi, Lisa.
Hey guys.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, so So I watched your latest episode where you tried the good old Randonautica thing. So how do you feel about that app?
I don't particularly care for it because it just kind of drove us around to different people's houses.
Yes.
Do you think maybe those people's houses were haunted?
Yeah, that's plural.
Maybe.
I don't know. We weren't exactly getting out and knocking on doors to find out.
They got somebody caught up in the basement.
So did it feel like a goose chase, or?
Yes, exactly what it feels like. Like I said in the video, I think it's just an app, and that's all it is to it. There's no more to that. I don't believe any of the supernatural paranormal crap that's along, it's been put with it. But that's my belief. It's for each their own. Let people play with it,
Yeah, at least it gets people out and moving around, maybe.
Like geocaching.
Yeah, like geocaching.
We need to do geo-ghosting.
I think that's what kind of inspired it.
Was it?
Oh, is that real?
Yeah. Randonautica, I think.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. It's kind of new. It's a big craze.
I'm sorry, I'm a virgin.
We have to play around. We have to play around with it here in Arizona, see where it takes us. God only knows. So sorry, Lisa. We interrupted you. Go ahead.
See, you're on.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good.
You guys are hilarious.
I mean,
Oh, you had a knock.
You woke the dog up.
did you find anything? Did it work at all, or were you just like going around to people and freaking them out?
No, they just drove by the houses because they saw that it was houses that
Hot spot?
were the addresses they were getting to go to, because it's GPS, right?
Like a hot spot, right?
Well, it's just a GPS unit, so it tells you the next place to go. So you're just like,
For what?
for whatever it is that you're thinking about. See, this is a crazy app. It's supposed to read your mind. Ooh. And take you to things that you're looking for. But what they're saying,
Don't use that around me.
They went to 4 locations that it told them to, and it was all people's residences.
Yeah, don't blame me for not going.
No.
Yeah, we're not trying to make new friends during COVID.
Yeah, that might not work out so well.
As long as you're wearing a mask, you can knock on their door.
So I do have to ask you guys, how did you come up with the name, and is there a specific meaning behind the name?
The Southcacks.
Yeah.
Southcack is actually like kind of a slang term for South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Or North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's like, we call it we refer to it here, we say South Kakalaki or South Kakalak or North Kakalaki.
I've heard that.
So we just shortened it and called it the Southcack. Or it was originally that's not what we called the channel, but we dropped a lot of things from it.
No, it's really, and your logo is badass. I love your logo.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really cool.
Well, thank you. My mom actually did that, to be honest with you.
Really?
Thank you, Mama.
Came up with that design.
That's awesome. Don't ever change it.
what was your last big deal? What did you guys have recently?
Last thing we did was the Randonautica or Randonautica, however you pronounce the thing. But what did we do last?
Central State Hospital.
We did Central State Hospital with AK Explorations.
Castorations? What?
AK Explorations.
Explorations.
Yeah. So we did that down in Millersville, Georgia. And we made 2 trips down there. The last one was we did the prison and the tunnels.
Oh, wow.
On the second trip.
Yeah, this place used to be the largest mental asylum in the world at one point.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I bet the tunnels were pretty freaky, though.
And I was going to ask, what were the tunnels used for? Were they used back in the Underground Railroad, or what was it from?
It was actually where the steam pipes for the old coal plant, the old coal part of it. That's in the, steam would go into the buildings, into the, I can't even think, somebody at the boiler rooms.
Okay.
So basically, that's all that was down in the tunnel was just old piping for a steam system. And then there's stories that they would let the patients loose down in them tunnels. And there's 5 miles of these tunnels. I mean, at one time, Milledgeville was like its own little town, its own little city. That's how big it was.
Wow. Then did you guys get a lot of activity down there, or?
No. The only activity we got down there was
rats and bats and sweating.
And cave crickets.
Oh, man.
So what was the high point of the trip? What was the thing that really stuck out on that trip?
For me, I like the old jail, the old prison.
What happened there?
That was probably the best part for me. I was just creepy. Basically, we do a lot of these, and there's a lot of the time where we go out and there's absolutely nothing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
We go on what's supposed to be extremely haunted locations. Like, we cover a lot of the most haunted places in South Carolina. They're in books as South Carolina's most haunted. And we covered them, and we've just not found, if you're there, it's not there. We're that tight, we're not going to fake it if it's not there.
Right.
So it could be kind of boring. So we don't always find or come across activity when we go on these investigations or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're investigations. Yeah. What was there any high point? Did you get anything there that really stood out?
Anything stick out to you? Not really. We didn't get anything, but AK and them did. They've seen shadow figures and whatnot, but shadow people or whatever in the prison, but we didn't catch anything because there's
shadow people.
The thing, right? And the thing is, if you go in with a larger group or more than 1 or 2 people, it kind of messes up the whole deal, I think.
Yeah, it makes it tough. Makes it tough. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Now, do you guys? I know, in the short time we've done investigations, we've learned, especially when you watch, Ghost Adventures and all that, they stay for multiple days. Have you ever done an investigation where you stayed more than one night to try to get something, or is it always just a one-nighter?
Basically everything that we've done so far has been a one-nighter. I would like to spend more time on it. Because I remember that used to be one of my frustrations about watching Ghost Adventures or Tabs or all these shows, and they didn't spend no time. When they would get close to something, they would bail. Yeah. And that's kind of, we're wanting to get up to Gettysburg. That's one of my dreams is to hit Gettysburg. And that one, I'm thinking I'd like to spend a few days on that one.
Yeah, I think you're
road trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Hey, so Lisa, did you just get into this because Dustin was into it, or did you were you interested in ghost stuff before?
Dustin got me into it pretty much because I was a real big skeptic at the beginning, but I've seen some stuff and it's changed my perspective a good bit.
Tell us your biggest experience. Do you mind sharing with us?
No, that's fine. So there's been experiences where we've left graves, and I don't know if it's the person that was actually buried there or what, but the spirit's got in the vehicle with us.
Wait, I got to do this.
Okay. Sorry, hold on. I'm listening. Continue. They got in your car?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So Dustin knew that the guy was in the car when he first got in there, but I didn't, I guess, notice him until the next day when I was driving home from work and saw him in the back seat. That freaked me out on the way home.
So he stayed in the car overnight? I mean, just like occupied it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, that's crazy.
What did you do to get rid of him?
I basically told him he had to leave. That's not where he belongs, and I guess he kind of got the message and went on.
Sounds just like an ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry. I mean, that's a true story, but same premise.
She's not listening, is she? I'm just kidding. So of the equipment that you guys use, what's your favorite piece of equipment that each of you use?
Well, honestly,
that's the problem. We don't really use all the toys. We don't, I mean, if it's there, it's going to be there. If it's not, it's not. The toys, the equipment, we really don't use them. We've tried the K2. We use the necrophonic app on our phone, but there's not a lot of, we don't really put a lot of faith into that app,
Right.
but we just go off of ear, off of feelings, off of if it's there, it's there, and if it's not, it's not. We don't really use a lot of the equipment.
So do you record it?
We do record it. If we do catch it, we do. We will record it. But most of the time, like I said, it's a bust.
That's cool. No, I like that.
I know a lot of people that don't need toys. They just,
You're the most sensitive thing,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
So you know if you're feeling it or not. So
we hear that a lot.
It's like when that chair just flew across the room. We didn't need a meter to tell us that, right?
No, the meter told us too.
I know, but we didn't need it.
No, we didn't need it though. No.
And I missed that whole thing.
Bless your heart.
Damn it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that'll be an episode.
We had a malfunction.
One thing with the equipment is things can trigger that, like electricity or whatever.
Yeah, it's not foolproof. That's for sure.
The equipment can either trigger it and bring it to it, or it could scare it away. So you're right. It's not always needed.
There's other environmental factors too that come into play. We find out.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been touched?
Kind of personal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very personal. I'm asking.
I think he means spirit-wise.
You don't know that.
Then I'm redirecting it.
Yeah, have you ever been? Have you ever been paranormally touched?
Lisa has, actually, not too long ago. We were in Virginia with some other YouTubers, and we were doing a spirit session in the dining room, and a spirit did grab Lisa on the back. She had sharp pains on her back. I'll let her explain that. I'll shut up now.
No, that's all right. No. That's Lisa. What happened?
So yeah. So in the middle of the spirit box session, I just felt like sharp pains in my back, and just like stuff was kind of like rubbing up and down my back. And that spirit actually followed us to where we were staying in Virginia that night, and we had to sage everything and say a lot of prayers, and finally it left, but it took some coaxing to get that one to leave.
Yeah, we totally know what that's about, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of sound like you're a magnet, Lisa. Is that,
We kind of are. We kind of draw to us.
Well, there's something special that brings them to you, so it's just something you guys are going to have to figure out. Normally, when spirits are attracted to you, they're looking for answers, and you have a ability to help them. People that don't understand the paranormal don't have the activity. People that do understand the paranormal, they attract that because people are looking for help. So it wasn't until my daughter was aware that she was a magnet, And she started having these things come to her that she started being aware of it. So you guys could possibly be that magnet,
Right.
and it's just something you have to be aware of. And you don't have to have fancy toys or equipment. It's just you're there to help them. So that's admirable.
And I always love Vinny's explanation when he says it's like going to a foreign country and meeting somebody that actually speaks the language, so you
Right.
gravitate towards them. And I think that's what the spirits do. They know that somebody's sensitive, so they gravitate toward those people. And I think that's, I always love that explanation. I think that's really cool. So what, aside from, Gettysburg and everything, what is another dream location, I guess, that you guys would like to hit?
Drew, I'd like to actually get out of the United States and do more in Europe.
Yes.
You know, because the history over there is older than Methuselah. So that's where the good stuff, I think, is. I think everything here in the States has been covered. There's a lot of good places here, like Waverly Hills, and I like to do the Winchester House, but there again, it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to do the Bell Witch and the Bell
Okay.
the Bell Witch Cave and farm, but apparently they have that closed down until further notice. And COVID crap. And I don't know. There's a lot of things that I like to cover, but mostly I like to get overseas and the castles and stuff. And
Yep.
I would love to do Dracula's castle and Frankenstein's castle, to be honest with you.
Well, we have
Germany,
we have a brick to return to Dracula's castle, so we'll let you know when we go. You can tag along with us.
all right, cool.
No,
awesome.
but you're totally right. I've been to 19 different countries. I've been all over Europe, and you're exactly right. When you walk down some of the streets like Slovakia and Bratislava and Budapest and Sophie, and you put your hand on those buildings that are like 800 to 1,000 years old. I mean, it's incredible the vibe you get. You are totally right. Everything here in America is 200 years old. Those things are so ancient that just standing and being there, it's overwhelming. So you're exactly right. Europe is very, very special about that sort of thing. And if you ever get a chance, I hope you can go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We're thinking about doing the Lost Colony of the Roanoke in North Carolina. There's a lost colonist that came over in the 1500s, suddenly disappeared.
That'd be
We'd
cool.
like to do that if we ever had the opportunity. We actually were invited to do it, but I don't know if that's ever going to go through. But
It will.
yeah,
It will.
Well, I see a road trip in our future because we're meeting a lot of paranormal families out on the East Coast, and I think we need to make a trip out there and hang out with y'all. I think it'd be cool.
Dude, we've got like 30 states we have to visit.
No kidding.
Yep.
well, yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, but you guys have a lot of cool stuff out there too, though.
You know, it gets really hot in the summertime here.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, we'd like to get out of here in the summer.
It would be nice.
Nothing here is older than 1850. But you're right. But if you go back to the East Coast, we're talking,
A little bit older.
centuries.
Well, some of the stuff here is a lot older, but we can't get up to it because it's protected.
Right.
Like Montezuma's castle and
That's 1400 or
that was
13 or 14 or 12.
I was thinking it was closer to 1,000.
Somewhere around there. But
yeah,
but
I mean, it's
East
pretty
Coast
old.
is like,
but I mean, it's older than the 1800s. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything else around here is from the 1800s.
there is a lot. There is a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll make a deal. We'll come out and visit you guys, and you guys come out and visit us.
Absolutely.
But come here in the wintertime.
Yeah, come here in the wintertime. Exactly.
When it's like 80. The whole
Well, at least you guys don't have the humidity over there.
We do this time of year, though.
July
the
and
monsoon's
August,
kicking
we
in.
do.
Yeah, we do get humidity this time of year. It's pretty miserable.
It's a dry. It's a wet heat.
Not dry this time of year. It's terrible. So, you guys have a website people can check you out at?
No, it's just your regular social media. So it's Southcacks, Dustin and Lisa on each one of them, and our YouTube channel. That's about it.
And
We don't have a website.
we'll push that out there too, your YouTube channel, so everybody goes and subscribes and follows you guys.
Yeah, everybody go to their YouTube channel right now.
Go subscribe.
If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to it.
So can I just get a phone number?
Will you stop it?
Are you
Phone
on?
numbers,
Are you on,
that's
are
like
you on
ancient
Facebook?
stuff.
They're on social media.
We appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you.
No, we appreciate you guys coming on with us, taking the time, and yeah, hopefully we'll get to do an investigation someday together. That'd be a lot of fun.
Kaka? What do you say?
What?
Oh,
South Kaka?
oh,
Southcacks.
yeah. Before we go, I must say that. Before we go, I must say that y'all really do need to get rid of that dog.
Not a chance.
She's a permanent feature now.
Yeah, Glam Bunny's sending a friend for her, so we're.
Yeah, we're going to have another one over here pretty soon.
That means all our shows are going to go to shit from this point on.
We're stuck calling it the dollhouse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you guys, thank you so much
Thank
for joining
you
us.
guys.
We really appreciate it, and we'll definitely talk to you soon because I'd love to come out
Yeah.
and do an investigation with you guys. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, y'all are welcome, and thanks a lot for having us.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Yep. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye, Lisa.
Good night, guys.
All right, good night to y'all.
Good night.
Road trip.
They're awesome.
Yeah, totally. But that's what I like. I mean, there's so many people that put all their attention into the ghost equipment, where you really don't need that. Sometimes you can just walk around with a video camera and go into rooms and pick up a lot of stuff, and you don't need the equipment. You know what I'm talking about?
And
Well,
we've
yeah,
seen
absolutely.
proof of that, though,
Yeah,
with
no.
a lot of the groups that we follow.
Yeah,
I mean,
Allison
you
just
know.
starts bleeding.
Yeah.
We don't need a K2.
Yeah, for us, when we want to make videos and all that,
We do.
The,
We want to educate.
the toys are kind of necessary so that we can make it visual for people.
Right.
We might feel something and all that, but that's just us saying it. But if we say we feel something and we see the K2 going nuts, or the bear lighting up, or any of our other equipment going crazy, then that's just something to back it up.
Well, not only that, it also gives us an opportunity to debunk it as well.
True.
So that's what I like about it. We can say, oh, no, it was next to an electrical outlet. That's why the K2 was going off, or something, along those lines. So, yeah, I like using the toys.
It's
for that.
credibility.
Well, not only that, too, we're new at this, so I think we're getting our feet wet with the equipment so we can learn what we like to use, what we don't like to use, what's effective for us, because what if might be effective for you or you, Joey, wouldn't be effective for me.
Right.
So I think it's good that we experiment with all the different tools. So,
And learn how to use them.
yes.
I think they're called toys.
Toys.
Let's call them toys.
They're tools of the
They
trade.
are toys. They're tools and toys.
Yeah.
But I like what he called them. Toys. They are. They're fascinating. They're educational. They're fun to work with.
I still don't think you were talking about those types of toys, but okay. I think you had a dirty mind.
They all have batteries.
I think we need a drink.
Oh, okay, well, let's do it.
Did Jay read something funny?
Now I'm just responding to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, so we're not that far from 500
No, we're not.
subscribers. I mean, we still got another
Where are we?
80 to go.
80. Yeah.
Something like that. But,
420.
We're going to do that this week, right?
Sure, because
Well,
you're going to eat the pepper, right? For 500.
Oh, let's
that's
talk
only
about
that's
that.
that's entertainment for us. We need to come up with something that we'll all agree on doing.
I'll
for
take a
500.
COVID test and
boy.
put that thing up my nose.
No, I'm out.
Yeah,
Come up with something else.
I'd rather eat a pepper.
So I'd rather let
Let the audience.
the
decide?
audience decide.
Yeah, why don't you guys decide what these guys need to do?
You're included in that. Don't be pointing the other way.
Well, you can go ahead and eat the pepper, and then we'll do the other. So
I'm curious to see what everybody's going to come up with. I'm scared now. You had to throw
yes,
that
leave
out
your
there.
comment below.
Let us know. What do you want us to do for 500 subscribers?
I have a feeling I'm going to pee.
I do every day, several times.
No, not on purpose.
Oh, okay.
You guys are too much.
Why is he laughing so much?
Because we're funny.
You guys are hilarious.
Or we're funny looking, one or the other.
Looks aren't everything.
Yeah, I do want to say, though, we have a really exciting weekend coming up.
This weekend?
Nope.
Elaborate.
The next weekend?
Next weekend?
The 31st and the 1st.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sorry.
I guess that would be.
Is it?
We're halfway
weeks
through
away?
this month, aren't we?
Jesus.
Tomorrow's tax day now, right?
Oh, I did my taxes.
So
Yeah,
what's
I did
next
mine
week?
too. Not next week.
Is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So what's coming up?
We're going
The
to
first, yeah.
New Mexico. What was that look for?
I have a doctor's appointment.
It's
gonna
you're
be
gonna
fun.
miss out.
It's a special doctor's appointment.
It's going to be fun.
If I reschedule, then
You have to reschedule.
I'll work on that. I'll make a call tomorrow.
If you want to get probed, we'll take you to Roswell. We can do that.
Well, never mind. I'll cancel the appointment.
okay, there you go. So we're good.
Are we going to Roswell?
No.
You said Roswell.
I said if you want to get probed.
We're going to Las Cruces and we're going to El Paso.
Paso.
Get to go to the DeSoto in El Paso.
That's going to be fun.
I know an asshole from El Paso.
All right, let's do our next caller.
Yeah. Who's next? So does my wife know about this road trip?
We talked about
We
it
talked
last
about
week
it last week. Yeah,
Did she
when we
agree?
were.
I think she did.
Okay. See,
We got the permission slip for
all
you
right,
to go.
hold on.
so-
We have a call?
yes, we
You
do.
can hit it.
Hello?
I don't want to listen to it ring though.
Hello. Please
Hi.
state your name.
Please state your
My name is Tim.
Was that the
This is Joey. This is Keith.
Try it again.
was that the Google number?
Yeah, that's the number right there.
He does live up in the mountains. He said.
Who does?
Super horror show. Mike.
Probus in Las Cruces. We're going to.
Hello?
Oh, it's ringing.
It's ringing now. There you go.
Come in. I'm always going to say that. It's habit.
I like the ringing sound.
Yeah,
It's authentic.
it does sound like a phone call, doesn't it?
It does.
Can we leave a voicemail?
Is that an effect? I know Mike was on.
Yeah, they responded to me.
He's on the other line.
The
He was
Google
on.
subscriber you have called is not available.
He was on a
Please leave a
couple minutes
message
ago. Mike, if you're listening, we're calling you.
So,
So what? I'm sorry. I interrupted you. What did you say?
did I say something?
You said something about
Oh no.
Paso.
Oh, he just said LOL 1 second.
Okay. No, someone. John P. said, probes in Las Cruces.
John Phelan.
All right, he's on with us.
He's on with us.
Hi. How are
And I'm
you?
on. What's going
Okay,
on?
there
I'm
he
doing
is.
all
Welcome,
right.
man.
Hey, Mike.
It was the goofiest thing. I'm so sorry. I moved my keyboard out of the way to set my mic up nice. And then when you guys called, I've never used this service before, it said to accept, press 1. But I hadn't muted the channel yet, so I couldn't tell where the sound was coming from. And I was like, bloody hell. So,
Everything's paranormal here.
yeah, right.
Welcome to the show,
So I
man.
had to go in and pull, the keyboard back and, I typed in chat. And then I was like, I'll just try to call them back off this bit. And that seemed to work out all right. So it sounds like it's working okay now. I
Yeah.
think.
That's perfect.
You're
Yeah.
sounding good.
Yep, sounds good.
Introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name is Mike, and I am technically half of Super Horror Show. My wife is the other animator, but she's not available right now.
Bless your heart.
She's not animated at the moment.
No.
That's just reality.
Okay.
So,
Well, welcome. Thanks for calling in, man.
so I find your channel pretty interesting. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, right now, what you've seen so far is really been a really large test run. When we started about a year ago in May, and neither of us knew anything about animation at all. We were both kind of like, artsy type people, but as far as animation was concerned, we had no experience. So for whatever reason, we decided that we would turn that television show, Stranger Things, into a musical parody. Neither of us know. Yeah, neither of us write music or anything like that. It's just like, you know what? This sounds like it'd be a fun thing to do. And we worked at it. Each of us have full-time jobs with 40 hours a week we dedicated to it. And we got a couple episodes off the ground. And it kind of moved into this thing where it's like, you know what, this has been fun, but now we kind of have this platform. Mm-hmm. And the nice thing about there's only two people that can tell the truth, or two people. There are clowns, because you can't get offended by a clown, and then there's the horror genre. And I was like, I'd really like to, try this out, and she was 100% down. So maybe the last 60 days, we've been uploading on a daily basis, and every day, what we've really been doing is testing visual storytelling and just different techniques and things like that. Because if I went and I wrote something and then animated it and it came out poor, well, there's a lot of different things that could be terrible about it. But if I take a story that I know is solid and it sucks, then clearly I'm the problem. Yeah, exactly. So we started getting permission from some authors for some really good stories and put them out there. And now we're moving on to bigger and what I consider to be, better stories, not to, belittle anybody. Working with two different authors right now, really cool guys, Shaner Ula, and there's another one, Michael Sean Erickson. These guys are amazing. And coming out with longer content. And again, the whole thing is just to be able to tell the truth.
Right.
So, and that's what I believe horror is. Horror is a genre that allows you to use lies to tell the truth.
Interesting.
That's an interesting concept. I like that.
Blew my mind. I'll be right back.
I got to do something.
Yeah.
That was. I'm still trying to take that all in, man. That's incredible. No, I understand
really
it.
Simple.
It's just never liked that before. That is totally eye-opening.
So these two guys that you're working with, are they writing stories specifically for you to do this, or they already have stories written?
No, it's really interesting. I don't remember how me and Michael Erickson officially met. I don't know if I reached out to him or he reached out to me, but that was a Facebook connection there. And I went to his website and I was like, wow, this guy's stories are really good. And he's pretty much said like, hey, maybe you'd like to. And I kind of shied away from it because my animation experience then was very limited. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to animate this correctly. But recently I reached out to him. I was like, listen, like if the offer's still on the table, I would absolutely love to. He's another one. He has such an interesting perspective on things. There's one story that's probably going to get done soon where it's pretty much the story of a little boy. Always, you notice in horror stories, again, lies to tell the truth. There's all these pressures around this child. I think in the story, the child's 5 or 8. And in these stories, it's like we're using supernatural, paranormal things to parallel real life struggles. So in the story, the child's mother is an alcoholic and his grandfather is kind of a racist and all this and that. And then the child has this possibly hallucination, right? But it's a story for all we know. This child might have really experienced it in this universe where he sees himself on the TV as an adult cowboy, and this adult cowboy gets him all wound up, and the child ends up grabbing a toy pistol thinking it's real and aiming at his mom and trying to kill her.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very different, right? But again, these are parallels. If you have a horror movie where we'll say somebody's being stalked, this can very easily be paralleling like addiction. I know people that have big problems with addiction, and one of the telltale signs is they'll go and they'll say something, well, why did you do this? And well, I don't know why I did this. It's like I wasn't even in control. It's like, okay, well, if you've ever seen a horror movie where somebody goes to sleep someplace and wakes up someplace completely different, scratches on their body, what happened, you are looking at a parallel of somebody that has a pretty serious addiction to, you know, possibly drugs or other things. You know, they don't have control of themselves. They can't control their bodies. They can't control their minds.
Right.
So it's a privilege, you know, to be able to use lies to tell the truth like that. And that's really where we're going right now.
So
cool.
let me ask you a question. Is it
Mm-hmm.
is it similar or to like a spiritual realm or a dimension that you think this
What
is
do you mean?
happening? Well, I mean, are these things happening do you think they're happening in another dimension or in another spiritual realm, or they're happening like real time here now?
Do you mean like real experiences?
Well, no, when they experience it in a different.
Well, if it's a parallel, it would be a parallel dimension,
parallel
then,
universe.
Right? Wouldn't it be?
Well, no. Like what I mean is, okay, so I do believe, I'm convinced of the supernatural, right? And some of the stories that I do are real stories, like maybe sent in by, you know, subscribers and things like that. I do those as well. But the better horror movies that I've seen in my life, they hit because their penetrating power comes from real life trouble, real life stress.
Right.
So, and my wife and I have noticed, it's like, well, you know, one really common thread is separation or divorce. Two people get separated or divorced. The woman is out on her own for the first time in her life, and maybe even feels good about it. She's getting control of her life, and now she it's almost like it's fighting her for control. And this, I believe, really happens. But it's amazing that it's still, a lot of them still fit the storyline. So here you have a woman and her child, and maybe, you know, mom says, listen, you can live with me, and no, I'm independent. And then she goes to rent some house, and it has to be within what she can afford.
Right.
And so it's not a very nice place, and maybe it's a little isolated. And now she is fighting against things that, you know, I'm 5'10" and 200 pounds. I would be getting the hell out of here. There's no way. There was no way. And that's not even a storyline. This is real life. I get these accounts.
Right.
You know, but it fits. It fits. And I had a wonderful college professor named Professor Walsh, and he taught the class. He taught an English class, and he showed us how to analyze films. And he explained, he's like, you'd be surprised how many times, like numerology, you know, the number 12 is completion, and 6 is the number of man. It's incomplete. It's imperfect. 9 is also incomplete. And then he went through history. He's like, look, you know, this assassination happened from this building and this room, and here goes your 6 and your 9 and this and that. And, you know, there is a mold or a pattern. And a lot of the horror movies that hit, they fit this pattern. It's almost like they're mirroring real life.
Right.
And you'll notice that too, because some movies you watch, you get that feeling like, you know, that didn't really hit. Well, what was wrong? Was there too much light? Was it the wrong time of year? There's all these little things that will tell your mind this does not fit the pattern.
Wow. Like factors.
I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really cool.
I'm hooked. I want to know more.
Thank you so much. We're, like I said, we just started writing our own stuff too. So there's going to be some stuff from us, and I will definitely be leaning on Michael Sean Erickson, and I believe the gentleman's name is Shainer Ula. It's not a name that I probably butchered it. I do apologize if I did. And these are people with just really unique perspectives.
Talent.
You know, and yeah, oh my gosh, like talent. So much talent.
Yeah.
So much talent.
That's awesome.
I actually just did a story by Shainer Ula. It was The Choice. And in it, he's created this universe where a boyfriend and girlfriend become pregnant, and the girlfriend takes the boyfriend to this place where an old woman asks the child if it wants to be born. So this old woman goes and says, you know, your parents are poor. Would you like to be born to these parents? And the child is able to communicate with the parents now, says no, and then just vanishes. The woman is no longer pregnant. A year later, they become pregnant again. And they go back to the woman, but this time they lie to her because it was important for the mother that the child want to be born. She wanted the child to have the desire to be born. So they went and told the woman they were millionaires. And when the child finds out that they lied, it kills the mother.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But this is, again, you're looking at parallels, right? You are looking at here, well, why was it so important for the child to want to be born? First off, because you have lots of parents now that will cater and like cowtail to the child. That's not really the parent's responsibility. Your responsibility is to protect the child and to create a good member of society. But you have a lot of parents nowadays that will just, oh no, well, we have to, the most important thing is that the child's excited, that the child's happy. And it ruins the child and the parents. They both suffer. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
you know what? This is complexicated. I know what you're talking about, but this is really interesting. I mean, I don't think people look at it like this or aware.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
most people don't. No.
My son is 12 years old, and I've already started with him. Like, I need you, let's look at this. Well, what did the director put on the wall here? Everything the director put out there is for a reason. You were looking for signs, and then you can find these in real life. And it's one of those things where, you'll never watch a movie the same way again. After you sit there and you start observing and then looking for it in real life, and it's like this does match. Yeah, it's I don't know. Like women in general, I think have a keener sixth sense.
Right.
Yeah. For me, it's less of a sixth sense and more pattern recognition. So it's like, no, I'm not going that way. Why? Because everything, if this was a movie, everything about that direction says something bad's going to happen.
Right.
I could be wrong or I could be right, but not having my wife's intuition, I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to, all right, I'll just treat it like I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going that way. I'm good. And there's been a couple of times too where it's nice where if we're both driving, it's like, I'll just turn off and it's like, that's not the direction I want to be in. I was thinking the same exact thing. And I was like, good, because we're not going that way now.
That's why you make a good team. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So I got to ask you a question. So in conversation you and I had briefly, I asked you if you had any paranormal experiences.
Oh my God, yes.
Share.
I most definitely have.
Share with us one of them that you've had.
Okay. All right. Let's go with the one from the funeral home. So I was a funeral director many years ago. I was a director.
Wow.
And I was the first one to come in on Sundays. I was a little man on the totem pole. So Sunday morning, I was the first one there, and I got people dressed and prepared for what was going on later in the day.
Right.
The funeral home that I worked at was really, their embalming room was state of the art. It was a really good place. And they had mirrors all along the wall. And this was because there's a lot of sharp instruments in an embalming room. So this would allow you, if you were dressing someone or something, you could keep an eye on the embalmer behind you to make sure you didn't accidentally get stabbed. So it was this really nice extra layer of safety.
Huh.
Back up. Hold on.
He needs one of these first.
Houston. Excuse me. Hold on.
I know where Tim's going.
All right. So they had to have the mirrors to watch the people behind them to make sure they didn't stab them.
It was an extra layer of safety.
Protection?
There were times. Okay, you know what? I worked. It's called trade operations. I should probably. It's a weird thing to explain. I did not work in a normal funeral home. We were contracted by other funeral homes. So while a normal funeral home might get 20 calls in a month, goodness, I think 1 month we did over 2,000 for a pretty small team. It was, yeah. So we had several embalming tables. Of course, every funeral director is qualified to embalm. There were a couple of nights where my partner just didn't go home. He just worked through the night. I came back the next day and he's sitting there and it's like, Joe, what the hell are you doing? And he, oh, Mike. Like, yeah, are you feeling okay? Like, what's going on? Yeah, we got 3 calls last night. And I was like, oh. So it was a really busy place, and well, of course, you know, the embalmer is going to be careful, but no one is going to take care of you as good as you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's an instrument called a trocar, which is pretty much a spear with a small vacuum attached to it. I've never seen anybody hit with one of those, thank God, and I hope that I never hear of it. But when somebody was embalming, once that trocar came out and you heard that vacuum switch turn on, everybody, we all, you know, everyone looks in the mirror. Where is the trocar? Where is everybody? You have to find out where everybody is in relation to you. So, yeah.
Sounds like some deadly competition.
Yeah.
You get hazard pay for that? That's crazy.
No. You know, honestly, it was an excellent time, and funeral directors are some of the greatest people you'll ever meet. I mean, it sounds weird, but a lot of them have amazing senses of humor.
Yeah, they do. I know that.
You know, you gotta, yeah, exactly. Because you gotta keep things.
You have to laugh. You have to. Yeah, it'll overwhelm and just ruin your mind if you can't laugh about it.
So what happened paranormal and then?
Oh yeah, let's get to that. So I'm in there Sunday morning. It's early Sunday morning, and I'm dressing a body. And I go and I look in the mirror. It becomes instinct to glance behind you.
Right.
It's just nonstop. So every couple of seconds I glance behind me, and one of these times I glance behind me and I see a woman there. Now she's not. She doesn't look threatening or anything, but she appears to be floating, like gravity doesn't have a hold on her, like her hair. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of existing in flux.
Like underwater.
And yes, exactly. So I was like, holy cow. So I turn around and she's not there. I start looking in the mirror to see if I can find her again. I didn't feel threatened in any way, but I 100% saw her there. So I didn't see her again. And then the head embalmer came in a couple hours later. Her name was Tara. She's fantastic. And I said, hey, Tara, you know, I was dressing so-and-so for today. And I looked in the mirror and I saw this old woman. And she looks down and starts grinning so hard. And then she looks up at me and says, because I was new, she says, we've all seen her, but everyone thought they were going crazy. So we all agreed no one would tell you anything to see if you would come out and tell us. And I was like, well, I did. And later on that day, a couple, more directors come in for their shifts. And we all had a talk about it that evening. But it was never brought up again. That was it. It was pretty much everybody, shared the first time that they had seen this entity. And they told me that's why they all move in circles. So, it's interesting. And from that point on, I did it too. So what would happen is from that point on, before I was static and I would be there glancing at the mirror, but everybody else, when they would dress bodies, they would move around the stretcher or the table or whatever it was. I thought maybe, they were a little older than me. Maybe they didn't want to, pull the body. It's a little bit of a, upper body strength.
Yeah.
And no, it's because they don't want to leave their back turned anywhere for any length of time. I was like, yeah, it was wild. And from then on, I did the same thing. I would dress bodies in circles. I would embalm in circles. Everything I did, I moved in circles from that point on. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you drinking anything tonight, Mike?
Yes, I am. I'm keeping it a little light today with some lime-a-ritas. Normally, I do either rum or whiskey, but it's 11 p.m. here, and I can get really incoherent if you mix alcohol and me at this hour. So I thought, you know what, I'll go and I'll have 2 or 3 lime-a-ritas out, and that'll be all right.
Were you in PA? Is that where?
Yep, Northeast Pennsylvania. I live in some beautiful mountains.
Nice.
Wow.
So
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Did anybody really get stabbed? Or was it
I have never heard.
Was it a myth or a legend? Or?
No. I've never heard of anybody getting stabbed. It was a safety
mechanism.
It was just an extra layer of safety, and we all appreciated it because nobody. It was nice to be able. Every time the trocar turned on, everybody did. We found where it was because again, there was more than one table in the room. There were several tables, And if everybody was working at the same time, there was probably 8 or 9 of us. So there'd be enough to have, probably 3 people embalming at the same time, and several other people. There was so much work to do. There was no shortage of work.
Dude, I could have pulled so many pranks in there.
Well, if you got
Oh my God.
You pulled a prank once, didn't you?
For me?
Yeah, come on.
Oh no. It was
It's all serious.
I can't say who I worked for, but it was a tough and connected place. It was not the kind of place where you would pull pranks or anything like that. Things definitely got weird from time, and also there was a little bit of a culture clash. I grew up in a rough neighborhood in New York, and the way that these people spoke to each other, I was like, where I come from, any one of these words would be a fight. And it actually took me a couple of weeks. One day, I heard one of them talking to my partner, who would, just rib me nonstop. And they said, "You're lucky that little Spanish kid, likes his job better than the idea of putting your head through a wall." and then I realized, I was like, you know what? It's true. Him and his wife talk to each other like I would never, ever. There's no way.
This is
I
serious.
don't even know if I could say the things. Do people swear on this show? What are the rules here?
I do
There are
by
no rules.
accident.
The only rule is to drink.
But I have brain damage, so they forgive me.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the way that, people talk to their own family, it's like, you know what? It's true. I can't take it personal here, because this is the way that they like existing. But where I come from, this is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a culture shock there.
So you had integrity. I mean, you were professional at what you did, and that just wasn't an option.
Well, you don't want to get stabbed, because that would suck.
Yeah.
No, I tell everybody, I have so many friends on the other side. You know what it is it's really tied to 9/11. I actually saw the second plane hit from my window in school. I went to graphic communication arts. And when that happened, like, it was just really, really weird. And my mom, she definitely did her best, love her to peace, but she was very religious, and also never, ever spoke about anything that was unpleasant. And this is a perfect storm.
Yeah.
So I had my older foster brother, that's been, my brother for a very long time. He lost his little brother to the AIDS epidemic. And I knew him pretty well. His name was Elliot. And when Elliot passed away, I couldn't go to his funeral because, oh, no, we can't do that. Well, why would we go to his funeral? I don't understand. And this happened over and over again. It's like, well, this person died. Well, sometimes that happens. Never talk about that person again.
Right.
Like, oh, this is healthy. And so after funeral school and working at the trade house, I did have the privilege of taking care of. They were still identifying remains at the time, and it had been years later. I was 16 when the towers hit, and I think I was 20 when I was a director, and they were still identifying people. And it was nice that they were. It's going to sound callous, but it's really not. It's almost endearing to me. They were inventoried. You know what I mean? Like, they were all counted, and that was important to me. And I got to see a lot of people at their worst. Oh man, damn it, this is not the right time. We'll circle back to this one. We'll circle back to pranks in a minute.
Wow.
There was an exception to this rule.
I knew there was a prank somewhere. I just felt it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there really is. But so we can go to people's houses, and some people love you immediately because they don't know what to do, and they know you know what to do, and so they're looking for almost like an authority on death.
Right.
And that's you. And thank God this person is here, and they're gonna do what needs to be done. And other places you go, they absolutely hate at you because you're taking away the thing that is most precious to them.
Right.
And so there's this constant hot and cold, and I began to get this feeling like, no matter whether it's hot or cold, I'm literally too late. like what's done is finished.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Pennsylvania, I ended up going into home health, and I worked hospice. And I really liked that because I was no longer too late. You know what I mean? I was there when I felt I could do the most good.
You were there in time.
So yeah. So that was something. This is a little heavy though, so let's go back to pranks, right?
Let's go back to pranks. Yeah, you're depressing me now.
So let me go. I need a sip.
Here's something to cheer us all up.
Yeah, there we go. So I worked trade operations, and we worked for a lot of different funeral homes. And some of them, actually almost all of them, were for different, like I worked for Chinese funeral homes, for Greek funeral homes. Like it's just like a plethora. And the more closed the group was, or the more isolated a group was, the more important it was for us to be members of that group, even though we very clearly were not. Mm-hmm. I had, we'll say, Spaniard features, and my partner and just about everybody else had very strong Italian features. So, and neither of us spoke any other language. So there were some homes, particularly the Russian homes, the ones from the Hasidic community, the really tight communities, the Russian Jews. And it was just so difficult because they didn't really speak English, and we clearly didn't speak Russian. And because of all of their very unique death practices, well, okay, so we'll just get into it. We go and knock on the door, and depending on where the call was coming from, me and Joe, you have to laugh. We would change our names. So for a Russian Jewish home, I would be Mike Rotizowitz, and he was Joseph Antiochenstein. And
I know the Stein. Yeah. I know the Steins.
Yeah, there you go. So we, knock on the door, and you are Russian, and Joe, being the smart ass he was, he'd be, no, we're going to take our time. There's a dead body in there. They didn't speak English. And it's like, oh my gosh, Joe. It's like, who are you? It's like, I'm Mike Rotizowitz, and this is Joseph Antiochenstein. And we, we just go, and it's like, well, let's see what we're working with here. So one night, it was very late, and of course, I don't know if you guys can hear Jack the Horror Hound. Can you hear him? Jack the Horror Hound. He helps make videos. So it was very late, and our contact at this specific funeral home, her name was Inga, of course, right?
Of course.
Of course. Inga? So, so Inga calls us, and, Inga, are the police there? Yes. All right, so they're ready for us. Yes. All right, fine, we're going. It was Thursday night, maybe 11 p.m., and we get in there. There were no cops. We walked through the living room. It was a decent-sized apartment. There was maybe a dozen guys sitting in a circle, with their suits on, and they were clearly mourning. And we, go to the back, and there was no cops, and there was no toe tag. And so me and Joe are like, we were told there were cops and a toe tag here. So we go out and address the group of men sitting in the living room, hoping that one of them speaks English. And we're like, where are the police at? Inga told us there'd be police here. And they all stand up. And of course, the biggest one, and my partner, I said I'm 5'10", 200 pounds. My partner, maybe he was 5 foot tall, the same 200 pounds, like the biggest Russian. They all stand up, and he steps forward, crosses his arms. This guy looked like he had to be maybe 280 pounds, 6'4", 6'5", and he says, "We don't need police." And I'm like, "No, we definitely do need police." No, you don't understand. We do need police right now. And no, you sell us cemetery plots. Well, no, you can bury tomorrow. It's like, well, do you have a cemetery plot? Because then it is possible you could bury tomorrow. You sell to me. No. We're from the funeral home. We don't sell cemetery plots. But honestly, we can't do anything here because there's no police. We don't need police. Yes, we do need police. I can assure you right now, police are absolutely necessary for what's going down here. And I mean, I was surrounded by a decently large rush. Some of them were roughly my size, but I already knew, like, but also Joe was the kind of guy to cut bait and run. It's like, I got to get out of here before Joe decides to just leave me here. So I was like, you know what? I think right now we're going to call Enga so that way we can see if you guys have a cemetery plot or whatever. And we called Enga. She told us just to get out of there. And I was like, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm done. We're good. We're good. We've seen enough. We have seen enough. I found out later on, completely illegal, they called the ambulance because they have their own ambulance system. And the body was pronounced DOA. They did not want the police there because they did not want the autopsy, because then they would not be able to bury before sundown on that Friday.
Oh, okay.
So it was complexity.
So it was yes, it was, and it was absolutely terrifying. It was probably the scariest moment of my funeral director experience. Is like, holy cow! I mean, the guy was really big, and I don't think he spoke English very well at all.
So where did the prank come in?
Joseph Antiopenstein and Mike
Yeah,
Ortiz.
the names.
It is the name.
Text that to me. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, and I mean that was across the board too for like Italian jobs. That was Mike Ortizio. Joseph got to keep his last name.
Nice.
Whatever. Yeah.
I knew you had it in you.
Yeah. Just not with each other.
Not with, or Russians.
That would be a powder keg. Yeah.
That was pretty brave, man.
So before we let you go, Mike, I want to give a shout out to your channel again. So it's Super Horror Show, correct?
That is me, yes.
And everybody go check it out. Go subscribe. And I'm looking forward to your new content coming out. That's going to be really cool to watch.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
But yeah,
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll circle back and we'll touch base. We'll have you on again to talk about some more of your stories for sure. 'Cause that's awesome.
Nice. Thanks so much.
I think I found a new religion.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
that was so interesting.
Well, thanks again, Mike.
Thank
Everybody
you so
go
much.
check out his YouTube channel, Super Horror Show. Look forward to what he's got coming out, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, see you guys. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was
fun.
awesome. Well, I know we kind of ran over a little bit tonight,
Yeah,
but
we
that's okay. Joey's got his shout outs.
I got the shout outs.
Let's do it.
Oh, this chair's not very comfortable. See me over here squirming a little bit. Well, the cushion's worn out. That's the problem.
Was that what it is?
Yeah.
I'll bring you another cushion.
Thanks. Need another cushion. All right. Big shout outs to all of our fam on Twitter. So we've got, of course, 303 TV, or 303 Paranormal TV. Is I gotta clear my throat. That's Drew and John, right? B-Bomb Traveler, that's Melissa Drury, and our buds Beyond the Veil, Doug and Francis.
Yes.
Voodoo Man 3, who is Mike the Naked Bigfoot.
Love you, Mike.
Bunny YouTube 1, who is Glam Bunny. Drink Drunk Dead, Emily and Joel, and then Craig Layton. I always want to put a C in there. I don't know why. But Craig Layton, 07, who's our bad Photoshop guy.
Yes.
And we're going to have him back on again as himself.
Absolutely.
A Brooksy 22 is Alicia Roof. She was on with us last week. At Crew Films, that's Super Horror Show. Mike, we just talked to him. White Apache, Icarus 42073, Ghost Quest USA, Sunny J Shores, Hissing Pussy.
What?
I know.
I love that name. That's
great.
awesome.
Backroad Hunts, Esau 1969, which is Chris Anderson, EP Houston Bill, PL Explorer, Heroes Do Exist 66, and then someone's going to be on next week. Yeah, that's Cinnamon Roll Films. Of course, Southcack Dustin and Southcack Lisa. Thanks for being on the show tonight. Let's see, Mile X-Row, Ohio Haunted, Life After Death Paranormal Research Official. And Faces of Fear, Lisa Kane's 841, and Irish Lad 44.
Yeah, Irish.
Our list keeps expanding.
It does keep expanding, and hope
It's impressive.
Hope we keep growing.
I like it.
Yeah, we really want to thank all you guys from the bottom of our hearts for following us and hanging out with us. And you know, it's been such a cool adventure for us. I think.
You think?
I think. I really do.
I know it has.
To meet everybody.
It's been very enjoyable.
You know, we got some road trips in the future. We've got to go visit some of our.
We're booked up for the
brothers
next
and
like 2
sisters.
years
I know,
on
right?
road trips.
Yeah, we definitely have to go. We got to make some road trips.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, as always, we want to give our shout out to AZ Paranormal and Ghost. And, you know, we love you guys. We love working with you guys. Look forward to all the investigations we got coming up. As Suds, we did our first, well, I'd say it was actually our second Suds investigation, right, Joey? Kind of.
Yeah.
We're kind of easing into it, but, you know.
As the name.
As the name, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, you know, we'll be back with our normal episodes. We're going to keep the Tuesdays going. So you guys please tune in every Tuesday. We're going to have different guests every week. I think this is a really cool thing that we started to do. And, you know,
It's a lot of fun.
kind of give a shout out and a help to our paranormal families. That's for sure. And then our other episodes, our twice a month episodes, are going to start back up in August again. We want to take a little break in July just to kind of get caught up on things, get some investigations underway. And we're excited to get back because I think second half of season 2 is just going to be pretty freaking incredible.
Yeah,
So
and we're excited to get those 500 subscribers.
Yes. So please share, subscribe, get all your buddies, all your friends to subscribe, and we'll definitely.
And let us know what you want Tim to do when we hit
No,
that
I think
500.
we ought to, on our break, I think we ought to do the GoFundMe and head back to Romania and replace Dracula's brick.
We need to do that too. We need to.
That would be an
replace that
awesome
brick.
trip.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, you got to stop with the bad luck shit, man. You need to return that brick.
I know.
We need to do that soon.
So go back and watch an episode so you know what's going on. But I really got to get a brick back to Dracula's castle because I've been having a lot of bad luck. And if you is it episode 2?
It was Monsters and Myths.
20.
Whatever episode that was.
It was live.
Was it 211?
Oh, no, Monsters and Myths was a regular one. That's
It
right.
was 211.
So look forward to a GoFundMe page. We'll put all the information out. We want to get funded to go back and take a brick back to Dracula's castle. We'll give you more information.
It needs to go home.
It needs to go home.
And I think Southcacks want to go with us.
And I want anybody that wants to go. Yeah, I mean, I'll take anybody with me. But are you gonna go?
Well, yeah.
Are you gonna go?
Hell yeah. I just don't want to fly with the brick. That's my only fear.
Dude, I flew over here with it.
I
It's-
know.
Nothing's
And
gonna
what the hell
happen.
happened?
Nothing. On the airplane.
Still scares the shit out of me. Sorry.
I got to take it and return it. So
Yes, we do.
we're gonna start putting a little more effort into that. So that's coming up. We'll let you know.
We
We'll
got
send you a
we
link.
got a lot of cool shit happening. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And again, I want to thank everybody for joining us each week, and thank you for helping us out, following us, and we'll definitely return the favor to you guys. So until next time, this has been The Truth About Beer and
Unexplained I don't know. Happy unexplained hour. Or.
Huh?
Yeah, that's right.
that-
That's for short.
Say it again. No, the
Damn
whore,
it, Julie.
the whore part.
Whore.
Whore?
Huh.
Are you saying or?
Horror.
Or. I said or.
Or horror.
Or.
Okay.
But it's the happy
doing it.
unexplained hour. There's no horror in it. In hour. Is there?
No.
Or could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I got to finish this.
Anyway, we'll
All
see
right.
you guys next Tuesday.
Thanks, you guys, for
Yes,
joining us.
until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you.
Welcome to The Truth About Beer.